Hi, I'm Lizzie Tyrrell. How are you today? Are you having a good day? Are you having a great week? Have you met some cool people? I hope so. Today's episode is all about mastering the elegance of influence. That's right. I believe it's the lost art of sales. But we'll put the word sales to the side because a sale is simply a person, a product, a service fulfilling a need. There's certain things that we have in our life that we need, such as food. We go to the supermarket, there's no great sense of influence required because our influence is based on our pain of wanting food and making sure that our bellies are full, so we're full of energy and our businesses are thriving. So I understand that part. We understand that part. The context I'm talking in regards to your business, there are three important things you need to know in regards to developing a really strong sense of elegance and influence within the conversations when you're talking to a customer, whether it's on the phone, whether it's face to face, or if it's via email. Okay, I'm going to look at three parts. The first part is looking at you. If your agenda is to drive the conversation and to get the sale, the customer will feel it. If you're tried to buy a car or walked into a beautiful clothing store and you can feel the push and the drive from the salesperson, and you're kind of like going, you just relax a little bit, all right? So when you turn the focus to the customer and the customer's needs and the customer's desired experience within that particular environment, then you begin to look at how we can drive our needs as opposed to having a simple elegant form of curiosity. And it comes with a great sense of tonality as well. So now we're going to move into number two, which is the skill. The skill of the elegance of influence is to hold yourself back and to be completely present so you can ask the right questions to the person. So for example, a lot of people get really excited at a phone call and they push and they drive and you can feel that energy as opposed to sitting back, and you actually have to train yourself like an elite athlete to be completely present and sit back and be curious and ask the right questions. One of the easiest ways is I call the bridge between having a chit chat and actually getting into asking some questions is to simply say, it's a very elegant permission-based way of selling, and a lot of people go, oh, it's just, it's a bit soft. You know what? I think a lot of people need, I believe, an environment and a presence of urgency, yes, but they need to feel in control at the same time. So asking someone the bridge question, which is, do you mind if I ask a few questions just so I'm clear exactly how I can help you? Isn't that quite different, quite elegant, quite cool? Do you mind if I ask a few questions just so I'm clear I can help you? Isn't that offering a little bit of a bridge between chit chat and actually asking the questions? And just try it before you get into your needs analysis when you're chatting in a discovery session. The third thing is knowledge, product knowledge. You know how you do what you do, right? But do you know what you do and why you do it and how that will solve that person's problem? So then we come down to the seven emotive aspects, so the emotional aspects, and this is to recognize that people make a decision on emotion and justify it with logic. We know that from a simple psychology perspective. But if we look at the seven emotive responses methodology that we're looking for to present to the conversation, then your product and program becomes a lot more pertinent and presentable. Now, there is other aspects in regards to the process and taking people through the process and getting started. But today we're talking about the elegance of influence and when you're first meeting someone and beginning the conversation and building a relationship. So today we're just going to focus on three, and that is certainty, clarity, and confidence. Okay? You as the influencer have solved the problem of the client, potential client, the customer. Therefore, you are elevated on a certain level where you actually know how to bridge their gap. Or maybe you're right up here and there's many gaps that you can bridge for that individual. So what we're talking about today is ensuring that you are asking the right questions and providing the greatest sense of certainty and clarity and confidence within yourself so you can take control of the conversation, ask permission, and get the conversation rolling. Now, if you get to the point where the person's nodding and smiling, or you can hear on the phone saying, tell me more, that is a perfect position of influence. People start to say, well, what is it that you do and how can I actually work with you? Or what are your rates? Remember, that's a buying sign, not them being rude, but also how can I get started with you? Because you've made it all about the customer, not all about you. And you've got to have a sense of pride and value as well. So part of the focus is, well, hang on a minute, do I want to work with this customer? We've all been in a position where it's like, well, that customer is a bit of a mismatch with me. Do I want to work with this customer? So you're making sure that you're prepared to do the work based on the gap that you have with the customer's problem and need, and you can actually solve that person's problem. So you can imagine coming from the start of the conversation from a greater sense of curiosity to make sure that they're a match with you and you're a match with them, and to make sure that you can actually solve their problem. And then when you provide your process or how they get started in your program, it is important to be incredibly clear as well that the steps are easy for them to take. Everything about influence is making it easy for them to say yes. I know for myself, if it's too hard to say yes and I'm jumping through hoops, then the whole process is too hard. And if it's too hard, people just walk away. So making it easy for people to say yes, but also making it easy for you to say yes to work with a particular customer. Okay, so this is actually a great sense of self-preservation if you're a business owner and a salesperson, but also ensuring that you're coming from a sense of curiosity. So, hi, how are you going? Pleased to meet you. Great, excellent. Tell me about you. Tell me about you. I'll tell you a little bit about me, blah, blah, blah. That's great. Now, do you mind if I ask you a few more questions just so I can dig a little bit deeper and really get clear on exactly how I can help you today? Now, I'm using a tone which is quite certain, it's got a bit of energy to it, but it is about being in control of that conversation and taking them through elegantly a process. But also, I'm asking permission. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions just so I'm clear how I can help you today? Even if it's walking into a retail store. How's your day going? That's great, excellent. No, I don't need any help. That's absolutely fine. If you do, I just would, love to be able to help. Are you looking for something specific today? Yeah, I've got something in mind. Okay, would you mind if I ask you a few more questions just so I'm clear exactly what type of dress you want and how you want to really feel when you confidently walk into that boardroom or room as a man or a woman? So, can you see how you can get things started just through asking permission to ask some questions? It's quite exciting because there's an elegant aspect to influence. You become automatically attractive because remember, just like in relationships, if you push too hard, they will push back. Now, yes, if you push too hard, they will come back to you, but they'll come back to you with a direct proportionate of that response. But if you just go in a little bit gently, then they can gently come back. And all of a sudden, there's a beautiful, elegant throwing and catching aspect. And you getting in control as your inner salesperson, as a businesswoman, a woman or person, but also getting in control even when you're in leadership. It's important to understand how to elegantly present yourself. That is an exciting conversation. I don't know about you, but I love this type of conversation because it takes sales to a completely elite level. And it's not about being irreverent and I don't care if they're not right for me, I'm not going to work with them. It's not about that. It's about being genuinely curious to know this customer is actually right to work with you and your program, and you can genuinely and authentically answer and solve their problem. Now that's an exciting conversation to have. So the art and the science and the mastery of the influence and elegance of influence and mastering the elegance of influence is all about you as a salesperson, as a business person, as a leader, ensuring that you're entering the conversation with a sense of curiosity as opposed to driving an agenda of just closing the sale, which is incredibly boring. We're building relationships here, and I've done that for years all over the world as a salesperson, but also as a leader and as an influencer. And I get how exciting it is when people open up to wanting to learn about sales, but also open up to wanting to learn about how they need to be in a conversation to best support and benefit their customer. What an exciting conversation. I know it's a Friday, but I am winding up. So I love it. So please, please, please connect with your customers, ask permission, and remember that people are looking for clarity, certainty, and confidence. And if you can provide that within yourself, you can definitely provide that within them. Okay, have a great day. And make sure that you jump onto Monday inspiration calls, 8 a.m. just Facebook me, message me, and I'll be able to send you out the link. Can't wait. Let's get excited. Bye.